take the steps you want to take. If you want to move to UK because you want to move to UK, not because you heard there's greener pastures or because your friend is here. If it was not in God's plan for you to come to the UK, you will not get there. So you will not get there and be stranded. And I just have this delusional faith or believe that, I mean, everything works out for its good. At the end of the day, I feel whoever speaks to your person, wherever you're comfortable sharing, right? But just don't beat yourself up about like maybe not being consistent or not doing this or doing that. Because pressure doesn't work well with me, so don't work well with pressure. So when I feel like it,
Get all the way around.
we're trying. I'm begging the life, please. I'm soft. Easy on me.
But the life will say you should be hard.
I beg you, the life, please. Please.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Becoming with Angela Chris, a podcast where you learn, unlearn, and relearn what it takes to become the best version of yourself. And today with me is a beauty star, a big influencer, a digital marketer, and a fashion guru. And she's not other than Efeni Fega, popularly known as Zendaya. Zenani. Okay, Zenani. Oh my
But
god.
you're following me now. Why are you still saying this for me?
I used to call you
Sorry.
Zen, so it's like
Zen.
that's the name in my head. Anytime I say Zen, Zen.
So that intro was
So
for me.
Zenan-
Me.
Yeah,
It's a
you're a
star.
star, love.
Thank you.
You should own it.
Thank you. I'm happy to be
Yeah.
here.
Oh my God. It's a pleasure having you here in my podcast. And I'm looking forward to giving us words, impacting us with all your, wisdom and, how you start your journey. So
Okay.
let's dive into it.
Alright.
Based on the series we're still on, for you to become, you have to begin. So, Fega,
Yeah.
what made you take that bold step to come to a new country all by yourself? I know it's quite difficult. Even me myself, traveling from Nigeria all by myself. A lot of people tell me like you have so much courage, not having any family member, coming all by yourself to a new country, a new land. You have never been before. So, what gave you that boldness? What inspired you? What
Or-
like was the motivation for you coming to a new country? Yeah.
So obviously, I came to actually study. Do my masters in digital marketing. Let me just start again. So yeah, I came to do my masters in digital marketing. That was like the first reason that I was like, okay, yeah, let me travel. I had a few options of where I wanted to go, but I did my research, compared this and that, and like just chose the best for me, which is like digital marketing, University of Salford right now. And I feel like I had been working in like the marketing line, and I just wanted to like take a step further, and just have that actual degree because my background is actually science. So I was like, okay, this would be a good step to just, since I already have the working experience, it's just going to be easier going back to school since it's something I love, right? So yeah.
Amazing, that's nice. But would you also say that you came for all because of Jackba? I know you know the popular word called Jackba for
Yeah.
greener pasture. Yeah, a lot of people would say people come to Nigeria just because of Jackba, all in the name of I want to study and all of that. Which I don't think. I think is a reasonable, even though you're coming to in in either way, coming to, if you want something better for yourself,
Yeah, of
that
course.
that is nobody's business. You want something, you want a better life. It's a good reason to, want to travel to a different country. But I don't think that's a crime.
A bad
That's a
thing.
bad
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
If you want a better life for yourself and you think where you are is not where you're meant to be and you want to move further, or God is assigning you to a different country for a different reason, then why not? Why not move to a country where you can get the required education and all of that you need? Instead, so even though people call you Jackba, like who cares? Like you want to do what you want to do, what God
Yeah.
has said you should do. So I think either way is also reasonable. It's also legit as far as you're doing it the right way. So would you say you jackpot, you for a better life or just because of your degree?
Mm-hmm. I think is a combination of both because first of all, I did not want to like do this course, which is like digital marketing in Nigeria, right? It's not because they don't have like the best schools or whatever, but it would have just been better here. And for my and as a creative as well, I just feel like there are more opportunities here. Of course, everybody wants a better life, a better job, all of that. So all those factors just was like, okay, yeah, I can do it. And if I don't like it, I can always move back. I can always change countries. Yeah. So it's not like very rigid for me because I feel like some people say once you jackpot, you cannot go back. No, if I want to go back, I will
Why
go back.
not?
If I want to come back, I'll come back.
Yeah.
If I want to change countries, yeah, but like basically school, get a better job, just explore the opportunities where
Yeah,
the
that's
world is our
reasonable.
oyster.
Yeah.
So
Amazing. Yeah, that's the best, to be honest, because if you have the money, if you have the funding and the
yeah,
right,
of course.
people to support you, why not? And then you want a better life for yourself, or not like what you have in Nigeria is not better, but you want more,
Yeah, it's no, you
life
were made for
for
something more than
than, yeah, that
more than
what
just
we're
yeah.
doing right now. So yeah, amazing. So as a brand influencer, what has been your biggest challenges? Oh, let's even take it back.
Mhm.
So how did you start brand influencing and all of that? What was your drive and your motive? What
Mhm.
did you see in, like, envision that made you want to do brand influencing, fashion, and all the good things we're seeing online? Yeah, so yeah, what inspired that in you?
Okay.
I noticed you said you did the, and that's what
Physiology.
physiology. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. So how did you migrate from reading
From that.
physiology to being a brand influencer, doing fashion girly and all of that? So what's inspired all the, kitty
Okay.
kitty?
Uh, okay, yeah, I studied physiology in uni, and I feel like I had just been a very social media savvy, like dress up kind of like
Oh,
person, even like from
nice.
secondary school. And I think the fact that my secondary school had like a lot of opportunities for us to dress up very like a
Mm.
lot of events, it just made us,
At
explore all of that.
the early
Yeah.
eight, yeah.
And then, I mean, when I was in school, I used to do like some pageants. I
Oh,
used to
really? You
just create,
modeling?
yeah,
That's
yeah, modeling
that's
actually, yeah. And
amazing.
then it was just like natural. That's what I used to do to distress and all of that. So
Okay.
I just knew that at the end of the day, I'm not probably going to use this degree. I don't want to work in
Okay.
a
You didn't
hospital.
you didn't like what you were doing, or like the course itself?
Yeah, so if I had to go back, it was just more like maybe I did not know what I wanted.
A lot of us were
Yeah,
like
I
that.
didn't have that clarity. It was just maybe when I was like 10 or something, I said I wanted to be a doctor, and it just
Everybody wanted to be
stuck. It just stuck with
doctor.
me. So
Yeah.
even when I said I don't want to be a doctor again, but it was like late, maybe like SS2, and they're like, no, it's peer pressure. Da, da, da." And I'm like, now you're doing it for your parents. I just had to like see it through, come out well, and
Yeah.
all of that. So after school, I just knew that I had to just do something else. And it's funny because I didn't want to be a brand influencer. That was
Mm.
never the dream. I just like to
Okay. So what
post
was
my
the dream?
stuff. So I did not know. So I just knew I was meant to do something like media, something creative, because that's where like I'm my happiest. So, after uni, I got an internship with like Germany as like a brand management intern in fashion. So I'm like, yeah, this is where I'm meant to be. So so the thing is most people don't know that I've just not always been a full-time influencer. I've always like worked in marketing related. So
Okay.
after that I was like managing some brands, but because I like to post, I like to arrange my feed in a certain way. It just also helps to get clients that want me to do the same thing for them. So it was like it was just natural. I was just posting, doing my thing, what I liked, and then obviously maybe brands will reach out, you get clients. So I was just always doing it together. So never been a full-time influencer or something like that. It's always like
Amazing. Nice,
intertwined.
nice. But why is it that a lot of times is like when we're younger, we wanted to be doctors, all this professional girl and all of that.
Right.
But
See,
it's like
so
it's
you
our
know the
parents.
best thing I said I wanted to be,
Yeah.
can you guess? Miss
Well,
Mode.
are you serious?
Like Random. When my mom
God.
says that thing, I'm like, Miss
Seriously?
World.
Oh my God.
They'll say when they are eating too much, I'll be like, I'm not eating with you people. I want to be
Okay.
Miss World. I'm like, huh?
So what
I
that made you
can't.
say you want to be a doctor from Miss Ward?
So let me tell you, I think I know the problem.
Yeah.
There was a book I liked to read, Lost
Okay.
Nancy.
Oh.
I don't know. I was reading it like 100 times. I would borrow my mom's glasses. I would just be reading. I don't know. Maybe I just liked the book, not the fact that she was a nurse. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know that one of my birthdays, I got a doctor set. Like
Oh.
all those toy
Oh
dogs, so I'll now be
yeah.
forming
Okay.
doctor.
Aw.
Yeah, so that's where it started from, and they
Yeah.
just took it personally, and it just like,
Okay. Who took you personally? Was it your parent or?
yeah, of course, who else? So it's just like, I mean,
Yeah.
I was smart enough to like read and pass the science
Yeah.
subjects, but it's like, no, that's not
Yeah.
where
Well,
it is.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times what we do is that most of our degrees, I won't lie, it's like it's for our parents. Like, okay, you want me to be, oh yeah, this is it. Take it. So you really go and do what you really want to do. What's your
Yeah,
heart
yeah.
and what's the God
If
has
you have the courage to,
passion on
sometimes
thing.
we just be like, that's the easier part. So this
Yeah.
one now, this degree now is for me.
That's the best, my love. That's the best. In all these, what's the greatest challenge you faced in becoming you as a brand influencer
Mhm.
and being, the digital marketing person? What challenges have you faced along this journey
Well,
from the start, to where you are now? What's has been the setback and yeah.
okay.
Can you like share with us? Because a lot of times what happens is that once people see like certain challenges,
Mhm.
they tend to lay back. They don't want to go through with what they've started, or
Mhm.
they just want to figure out one next thing to jump into. I've been in that space before, and I know how it can be when you're doing something and maybe it's
Yeah.
not working well, you're not seeing growth, and you're like, okay, what next thing can I jump into, and all of that, or what are people doing, not what God has said you should do.
Yeah.
You just want to go around in circles. So what challenges have you faced in this space that you are in becoming the woman that you are today, and how have you been able to navigate yourself and still stayed consistent? Because that's the point, being consistent in wherever you find yourself.
Mhm.
That's where you're going to become whoever you want to be, because if you keep going back, and though it happens sometimes, life happens that we keep going back and forth, but we need to even though keep going. Once we go
Whatever
back,
your heart desires, just go for it
keep
and
at
see
the
it
track.
through.
Yeah, even though you fall, you pick yourself up and
Of
go
course.
again and again.
Yeah.
So what has kept you consistent, and what has been the challenges, and how did you
Mhm.
overcome them? Yeah.
Okay, because you asked like the influencer and like the brand, maybe like digital marketing type, so I'll kind of like divide it.
Okay.
Because like as an influencer, you said stay consistent. That's
Yeah.
probably a challenge.
Yeah.
I'm not as consistent
Everyone
as
says
I would
that.
like to, but I think it's just like when life happens,
Okay.
right? Because like I said, I've never really been like a full-time influencer, so
Yeah.
I like stability. So it's something that I've not seen myself doing. So because I always have maybe something on the side, for example, now with school, I'm still trying to like work and everything. So finding the balance between all of it, obviously you need to make money, but creating even when it's not bringing as much money as you want, it still like keeps me sane. But finding time to like also do that. And in terms of like working in marketing and stuff, I think when I was in Nigeria, first of all, the challenge was probably finding brands that like see your worth and pay you
Yeah.
for your worth. That because there are some jobs that they want you to be like a whole marketing team, and then how much do you want to pay? Like, be for real. Do you understand? And like that was the challenge then. And like now it's more like people that would just give you the opportunity because they want the UK experience, and when you even find it, like it's just a a circle of, I mean, I don't know, just need to keep going because the consistency, trying to prove yourself, all of that, it can be hard, but I love what I do, so I just try, and I know I just try to remind myself why I started, and that's what keeps me going and like where I want to go to. So yeah, it can be hard, but we make it work.
Okay, so what you're saying is you need to remember where you're going
And
and
why you
why you
started.
started.
Yeah.
So that's the key point to note, that
Mm-hmm.
whatever you're doing, even though things happen, challenge,
Yeah.
because there's no way in life challenge
It's too
will
smooth.
you never, because life is not a linear
Yeah.
road. It's you know lots of curves and bending corners that you need to, you need to overcome. And then, but you just need to remember how you started, why, the reason why you started, because
Mhm.
that's very important. Why? The
Mhm.
why question is very important. So yeah.
I also believe in that everything happens for a reason because the note today is you probably were not prepared for
For it.
what you were praying for. So whenever it comes, it was the right time.
Yeah, amazing. That's a good one. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that covers so the balance. So how do you balance the glam side of being an influencer with the, the behind the scene hustle and bustle, because I know I create content. I know it's not easy even to get
Oh,
one content done or edit and everything.
yeah.
How do
Never
you
hard.
schedule? Because how do you plan yourself? The glam, they'll see you all glammed up, but how do you go behind the scene hustle, going to take pictures, going for events? How do you, combine them, the balance? How do you, you know, yeah, create that?
Uh, so we have to think about this one because how do I balance this actually? Um, to be honest, I try to not overthink it, right? Because content comes naturally to me. And when I try to force it like, oh, I'm going to take pictures or I'm going to create content, it starts feeling like a chore. So sometimes I don't feel like it and like that's okay.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
And
fine.
whenever I feel like that again, I might just look at different places for inspiration. It could be on my timeline, it could be just changing my environment, it could be something that just comes to me
Yeah.
naturally, right? So whenever I feel like it, I just like another thing I do is to write out all my ideas.
Okay.
So even if I don't feel like it, once I put it down, I put in my notes. When I feel like it, okay, so I'm now planning where do I need to create this? How do I need to create it? And just like get it done. I think it's not always the easiest because most times we're not putting everything that happens
Yeah.
on social media. It's just probably the glam side because I mean, you don't want everything about you to be out
Yeah.
there, but sometimes so you need to be vulnerable with your community. Oh, guys, this is
Yeah.
what's happening. No, I'm not that good, though, but maybe when I feel like my best again, I'll come back, or it's like sometimes I just ghost and come back
Yeah,
and say I was not good,
but
though.
can we normalize that? Like, no, but not like everything should go on Instagram or on the gram, but
Yeah.
at least you need to, like, people need to know, yeah, also, because that's what a lot of times the social media space is about. People bringing out their best foods. I'm not saying you don't need to bring out your best, but
Mm-hmm.
it's also show us the times that you are not feeling sad. Like, this one time, like, I came back from work tired, and I was like, let me post that I'm tired and everything. But in my head, I was like, why am I posting this? Like, do people really care? Like,
Nobody cares, but
nobody cares. But we don't like showing our, our down times. It's only in the glam side. Everybody will see you find pictures and
yeah.
everything. But we are all human beings, and it's not every time we feel good. So I think we should normalize showing the times that even though you can't put everything, but
Mm-hmm.
also be vulnerable to your audience and
Yeah.
share some things,
Yeah.
because you might also be helping other people as well, because not every some people are going through stuff that you also are going through. So when you
Right.
share and then you tell them how you solve the problem, or how you can be able to go overcome what you did, then people will learn and they will be able to, whenever they are in that position, can relate and can
Yeah.
apply what you've taught them. So yeah.
Understand, but I think it differs with the person. Sometimes we say, oh, share, but some people just don't like oversharing. When I'm
Yeah,
good,
of
I'll come
course.
back. Some people do actually do story time. Oh, this is what happened. This is what, but like it's okay. At the end of the day, I feel whatever speaks to your person, whatever you're comfortable sharing, right?
Yeah.
But just don't beat yourself up about like maybe not being consistent or not doing this or doing that. Because pressure doesn't work well with me, so I don't work well with pressure. So when I feel like yeah,
Soft girl all the way around.
we're trying. I'm
Right.
begging the life, please. I'm soft. Easy on me.
But the life will say you should be hard.
I beg you, the life, please.
So you study digital market. You're studying digital marketing right now. So
Mm-hmm.
what really inspired you to start your digital marketing career? And then yeah, so what inspired this digital marketing side of you, aside the brand influencing thing? So what inspired you studying digital marketing? Was it because it's going to complement your influencer thing? Was that why you started? So why did you start digital marketing?
Okay. We could say it's complementing like my personal brand,
Mm.
but I wouldn't say that's the main reason,
Mhm.
right? Because like I mentioned before, like after school, I was just lucky enough to get an internship in that space. And because I wasn't sure of what I wanted to do initially, I feel like that like opened my eyes to know that okay, this is what I wanted. And I was able to like learn on the job, take courses and just do like small things to just grow my knowledge in that aspect. So because I've worked in that like space for a while, I was like, okay, how can I just take it up a notch? Because that's what I want to do like full time, not really the influencing. I feel like if I have my dream job, my dream life, my dream everything, I will always have content to post.
Yeah.
That's like just natural influencing or like being consistent on posting or whatever that is,
Mhm.
right? So I think that was the reason. I just want to do better as a marketer, digital marketer, social media specialist, anything you want to call it. So yeah, I think that was the reason. Just want to further my career,
Okay,
not
that's
really directly to influencing. But yeah, it has helped because some things I'm learning, I'm applying it
then you.
to myself and to like my personal brand.
Okay.
But I want to do it more for others than I want to do it for myself because I feel like I know how to handle myself and put whatever I want out
Yeah.
and what my audience wants and things like that.
Okay, that makes sense. That's good. Amazing.
Yeah.
So if you could market anything about yourself aside
Mm.
your social media presence and you being a digital marketer, all of that, blah blah blah. So what would you say it's one key thing about yourself that you can market? If they
Okay,
say
Marco,
they ask you to market anything about yourself.
I would say being a makeup artist.
Okay, I can see your face is glowing. It's
Thank,
glittering.
thank you. Because in
Nice.
my pursuit to find my passion, I actually thought I wanted to be a
Okay.
makeup artist at one point.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think it was just see before COVID, right? I
Okay.
mean, I always
Mhm.
not always, but I always knew how to do makeup. Went to school of YouTube, but I kind of like did an upgraded class maybe before
Yeah.
COVID. But obviously, we all went back home and we not really. But the few clients that I did, I'm like, "Ah, is this how people stand? Is this how your back will be paining you?" And then I don't know, like I loved the finished product, but I was not enjoying the process here.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's not every hobby
Like,
that should
yeah.
be a job or you make money from. So I mean, I still do for my family members when they ask me now
Okay.
and things like that. But yeah, if I had to make it a career apart from what I do now, it would probably be the next best bet.
Okay.
So I
That's
can
nice.
sprinkle a little bit of fashion stylist here and
Okay,
there.
that's nice. Yeah. They all work together anyway, so yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. That's nice. Yeah. So a little fun question about yeah.
Yeah.
So pretending that you're going back to Nigeria tomorrow, which
Okay.
I know you are not, you won't like that.
Let's pretend.
What is one thing that you miss in the UK?
I think I would miss. What would I miss? Oh, no traffic, maybe. Because coming from Lagos,
Okay.
no,
All these
the
Lagos
free
people.
roads, the easy transport, easy access, things like that. The transportation system, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Lagos traffic is my eye to see
Don't
something.
worry, I understand. I can relate
Especially
to that.
going to work nine
Yeah.
to five, it
And
was
you get
crazy.
it's 9 to 5 job, but you're getting home at 9
Ex-
p.m. 9 to 9.
exactly, and you're not leaving your house by 9. Obviously, you're leaving by like 6 or 7. I'm like, nah, 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 nah. Be for real. That's why everybody in Lagos is
Yeah.
angry.
So you're like yeah, that you are spending a extra 5 hours on the road.
5 hours. You get to
Like
work, you're tired. You get home, you're extra tired. So
mm,
nah, I really like how easy it is to just catch the bus, catch the train,
yeah.
Uber, whatever.
Yeah.
Even the Uber, so if you use Uber in Lagos, you still be in that traffic. So what's the
Your
point
Uber money
of
reach
paying tweet?
times two.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so that's a good one. Actually, that's a good one.
Okay, what about you though?
Yeah, for me, I would say it's the organization. I mean, the governments, to be honest, because for in the UK, that's something I really appreciate about the UK. Their
Mm-hmm.
governments, even though there might be corruption, but obviously you can't see it. In Nigeria, it is obvious that there's corruption here because nothing is working. I
After
mean, yeah, but in the UK, yeah, everything is
just more
it's in
structure.
order. Like this, transport system is working, the health system is working, like everything is literally working. Even though it's
Mhm.
not everything, but
It's not perfect,
it's not
but
perfect, but you can see the effect of the governance, like the
yeah,
government
yeah, it
in
makes
the
sense.
country. Unlike Nigeria, like you don't even know if there's any leader. The leader will go to one place to
Bash up too much. Oh.
to go and chill and leave the country to to themselves. No leadership. So yeah, I would say the leadership is something I'll miss in the UK. Yeah, and the organization, the
Same
all
girl.
push. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, basically. So, as a Christian, which I know you are, you believe in God. That's one reason you should be the only criteria. I didn't need to say that for having you
Like,
here. So, what would you say is the impact of God in your journey, in your becoming? How has God been part of your story, part of your journey
yeah.
so far from the beginning? Sort of where of you starting to know who God is, like how has God influenced your life? Yeah. Can you share us, like tell us more about that?
Okay. When it comes to my journey, because obviously I said I didn't even know what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about life. Sometimes we're confused. Sometimes
Mm.
we're not sure what path we're meant to be
Yeah.
on. But it's just knowing that there's somebody bigger than me
Mm-hmm.
that's like in charge of my life, literally. So it's like every step I take, I know is directed by somebody, and obviously I pray about it, and I just have this delusional faith or believe that, I mean, everything works out for its good. It might be a slow progress, it might be like sometimes you make mistakes, but you just know that
Mm.
I was meant to learn something from this and it's only going to get better. So it's just literally trusting God and his word, and it'll work out at the end, even if things are not perfect now. And then
Yeah, amazing.
we'll
Yeah.
get to where we're meant to get
Be
to. Yeah.
yeah, like following God's direction is the best because like even he said it in his word, whoever comes to me, whatever you ask in my name, I will give to you. So yeah, so having to believe in God for me has helped me my journey, and it's helping me. I know I'm not there yet,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to get to where God wants me to be. So but in the journey, always seeking the the direction from God in every step of the way. It's a
Yeah.
very important thing to do, an important criteria in your life, because that's what guides us, that's what builds us.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, amazing, thank you. So what advice would you give anyone considering to move to the UK, that wants to start something for themselves, either in digital marketing or whatever? Because based on our topic or our series, for you to become, you have to begin. That means for you to do anything, people sometimes struggle. In maybe they want to start something, they
Mm-hmm.
keep laying back, and and that was the motive of this podcast, to encourage people on their becoming journey,
Mm-hmm.
to give them the hope and faith that they can do whatever they say they would do.
I would say believe in yourself and trust your hearts. Right. Because my mom said one time, like, if there's a dream or if there's something that you want to do, then just trust that God put it there and he's going to make it come to pass, whether he's going to fund it or whatever. So that's what I just do. Whatever I want to do, whatever step I want to take, I have to first make sure, okay, that's what I actually want to do.
Hmm.
And then believe that I can do that.
Yeah.
And then obviously with God on your side, just believe in yourself. Take the steps you want to take. If you want to move to UK because you want to move to UK, not
Yeah.
because you heard there's greener pastures or because your friend is here or one thing. So just make sure you're making decisions from the heart, right?
Yeah.
Because when days are hard or things don't go the way you want it to, you just remember that, yes, I wanted to do this because of this.
Yeah.
And if it was not in God's plan for you to come to the UK, you will not get there. So you will not get there and be stranded.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just a thing of the mind. Then believe that there's somebody bigger
Amazing. I like the
covering you.
part, yeah, you said the mind, because that's where it all starts from.
Yeah.
In whatever you want to do in life,
Mhm.
what's first of all is going to move you is your mind. So having the right mindset, like growth
Yeah.
mindset, whatever you set yourself that you will do, and also, when you believe in God, whatever God has assigned you to do or directed you to do,
Mhm.
you surely do it. One way or the other, God's going to, find a way to help you and put you through. So, but you need to first of all think and imagine. Say whatever you think and imagine, I'll do far and
Exactly.
beyond. So, yeah,
Brilliant.
amazing. Thank you so much
Period.
for coming to our
Oh,
podcast.
thank you. It was
It's
lovely chatting
it's
to you.
Yes, it's great having you here. And that's the end of our podcast. See you next time. Thank you. And, you know, till we meet again.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.